We've got a heat wave coming, and I'm here to give you a little bit of first aid for pets and humans to ensure that you stay safe and you're able to enjoy it. I'm Emma Hammett from First Aid for Life and onlinefirstaid.com. I also run First Aid for Pets. So in this hot weather, really important, it does say mad dogs and Englishmen go out in the midday sun, but please don't. So avoid that really hot sun in the middle of the day and also into the early afternoon. So in terms of exercising your pet, try and exercise them early in the morning and later in the evening. They will lose heat through their paws and by panting. So if they're walking on hot tarmac, it can hurt them, and it means that their paws will be hot and they won't be able to lose the heat they need. Always make sure you carry extra water, and that's for your pets and for you and for your children. So stay hydrated. Lack of hydration is something that makes us all feel ill, whether we are pets or humans. And it's particularly important for little ones and babies to stay hydrated. Even if they are breastfed, sometimes they still need additional water. A lot of the time they will get all they need from their breastfeeding. In terms of covering your pram, please make sure you are using something sensible that blocks UV and allows air to circulate. A lot of people are tempted to put a blanket of some sort over the top of their buggy. Now that can trap the air in and the babies can get very hot indeed. Remember, if you're using a parasol, that the sun will change and shift. So make sure that parasol is always shading your child. And if you've parked them in the shade, make sure that shade is still over them. So keep checking and ensure it is as it should be. In terms of your children and your pets, it's a nice idea to have a paddling pool in the shade, in the garden, that they can pop in and out of, or on a balcony if you've got a balcony rather than a garden, and that can allow them to cool down. Now, heat exhaustion is something to look out for. It can affect any of us, so again, pets or humans. If our temperature goes up, we can feel very sick, very headachy, lethargic, just unwell. And actually it's really important to get out of the sun and to rehydrate quickly with regular sips of water or rehydrating salts. For your pets, it is helpful to dampen down their coat, so that can help them to cool down as well. So damp their coat with cool water. They very often like eating ice cubes. And if you've got access to ice cubes, that's great. But again, plenty of cool, fresh water is really important. Make sure that your children are covered with UV factor hats and clothing, and they're wearing cool clothing that can waft and allow them to breathe and cool down. And at night, make sure they are not dressed too warmly when they go to bed either. In a heat wave, usually for a baby, a vest is perfectly sufficient. So their rooms are meant to be cooler. So that is all sorts of useful advice in order to help you stay cool and enjoy the summertime. It's nice. We should enjoy these days. But when it gets very hot, it can pose a health risk to people with underlying conditions. So if you are one of those, take it very seriously. Stay out of that direct heat and sunshine. Find somewhere cool. It may be that going to the supermarket and standing in the coolness and the air conditioning, or an air-conditioned library or something, makes it easier for you to cope with these extremes of temperature. And I know a lot of people find it hard to cope and sleep at night. So keep the house dark as you can during the day. Block that afternoon heat coming through, and that will keep the house cooler for the evening and when you are trying to get to sleep. So close your windows, close your curtains during the day, and that should help cool things down. Again, enjoy the weather when you can, and stay safe otherwise. And for your pets, if it's really hot, avoid exercising them at all and use instead some of that more memory exercise and have some games that you play with them inside in the cool rather than take them into the heat. I hope that's helpful. That's Emma Hammett from First Aid for Life and onlinefirstaid.com.